Microphone testing 1 2 3. Microphone testing 1 2 3.
I like how we picked the like you're wearing gray and black.
I know. I didn't even.
I
was a bit of a rush today. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm wearing jeans, to be honest.
I was a bit of a rush. Here, put that on that side if you want, because I don't want to knock you over there.
Okay.
I was a bit of a rush today, so I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna go sweater it up. I was gonna message you. I'm like, yo, maybe we should do like a theme like we did last time. Maybe like a little theme, like we could have done like we did last time. We did the summer theme. But I'm like, you know, but we were.
No, we did think about that, but.
Yeah, well, it just wasn't. It just was because it was supposed to be. It was supposed to be fall, then it was supposed to be Christmas, and then now it's New Year. So whatever.
I really feel like we could have taken advantage of those themes. Though.
I know.
Just
I apologize.
Theme wise and production wise, like it would make it the show.
I know, and you
like
come
those episodes would have looked cool.
And you come in hot with the good ideas. I'm not gonna lie to you. You do.
Yeah, well, hey, maybe. Oh my gosh. Well, this is okay. This is if you really want to take advantage of the occasions, and I feel like that would make your clips pop off. Like if you did one for like Valentine's Day.
Oh, maybe we should do that next.
And we make that episode pure dating, just dating topics.
Fuck, that's a good idea. Live on the pod, we just thought of that.
Psychology of Valentine's Day,
I feel like dating is popular right now.
Oh my god, if we popped off on that, man,
that'd be huge.
Those are huge clips, man.
I think that's a good idea. I think that's what we're gonna do, Mike.
We'll get some
we'll put roses in here and shit.
Yeah, red hearts, like balloon, like whatever. We'll make it all red.
I'm not even kidding. I like that idea. Pencil that in. And that's soon, so you'll be back on the pod soon.
That would attract a lot of like female and male, like evenly. Like that's not like a male or female dominant
and
thing.
People want to hear about that stuff.
Like couples will want to hear it, single guys and chicks and stuff like that.
People want to hear about that stuff.
Yeah, I think so.
Give our experience.
Yeah.
Before we keep going, because guys, we can go all day, but we're already recording.
Oh, we're
already recording. But I'm gonna do the little intro, then we'll get started. And boom, we are live. What's up, everybody? Couple Casuals Podcast, episode number 25. I'm your host, Stefano, and today I'm here with the one and only Michael Scaringella. He is the most returning guest on Couple Casuals Podcast. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Mike. How are you, brother?
I am very good, sir. How are you? Thank you
good.
for having me back for the
third time.
Wow.
Thrice. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you.
And we learned our lesson. I was fucking waiting for that sip. I'm not going to lie there, bud.
Oh, that's wow.
You like it? Mike's on the neutrals, but what is that? Neutral? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a neutral. Yeah.
Vodka soda. You know what I mean?
That's very summery. Holy cow.
100%. But before we get started, I got to give a quick shout out to the beautiful promos on the table. I'm going to start off with CandleHand, these beautiful paws that we have on the table here. You know how Mike always does. He makes it, he does the things there. We got to throw it up a bit, mix it up, stay it light. But visit them at candlehand.com. Use promo code CC10 for 10% off and free shipping. And next up, we got Cameron's Brewing, the pints on the table. Whenever you're out with the boys, you want to have a couple casuals, no pun intended, reach out to Matt from Cameron's Brewing. You can reach out to him on Instagram or visit Cameron's Brewing at cameronsbrewing.com. And lastly here, we got Benji's Coffee Company, these beautiful grinds that we have on the table here. You can use promo code CASUAL10 for 10% off the entire store. Visit them at benjiscoffee.ca. And 10% of all purchases go to charities to help kids pursue their passion. So it's a good thing. And then also, I don't know if I mentioned for CandleHand, use promo code CC10 for 10% off and free shipping. I'll put everything in the bio. That's it. Let's get started. Mike, how's it going?
Fuck, man. I do this every time. Like, you're getting ridiculous at that. Like, I kind of just, you probably got it on camera. I kind of just like zoned out there for a second. I was like, holy.
I appreciate you, man. I appreciate it. You know what I mean? Like,
nice on the coffee too.
Yeah,
that's cool.
Shout out to the Benjis. You know what I mean? They reached out. They got some good things going on there. They're, these are smaller businesses, Mike. I try to help them out, and this is a smaller podcast, so we're making things work, man.
I think that's where it's going. Smaller businesses and kind of getting away from the big.
Yeah,
the big dogs.
Which
you can save a few bucks. And stuff.
You can. The big ones can come too. Don't mind me, but yeah, a lot.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, we because they pay right.
Actually, yeah, they do.
They do. They pay good.
I take it back.
But I like help. I like doing work with like the smaller brands. But yeah, that spiel there. There's just so much. So I feel like I don't want the viewer to be like, okay, hurry up and get to the fucking pod already. So I try to ram it in.
But yeah, you do that really good though. Like there's no stuttering. Like
Thanks,
honestly,
bud.
Man. I'm not even trying to kiss your ass.
No, I appreciate it, man. And since you compliment me, I'm going to compliment you.
Shit.
Great tan. You look good. You look fit. You got the beard all trimmed down. You tapered it.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think last time I was here, it was getting a little.
Was it hectic?
Yeah, it was actually. I actually looked at those clips today to get a little refresher.
Yeah. When was that?
I got it nice and tight, man. I don't know.
Was that summer? Nice.
Yeah, that was summer. Yeah.
Was it summer?
Yeah.
And you had the little bit of the. It was. A little
I went for like the big look. Yeah. rugged look, and they know the girl likes this look better.
Yeah, they all do, eh? Have you ever shaved it completely down?
I won't do that. No, there's a barrier, and I'm not breaking.
You know what? Me neither. I gotta agree with you on that. You know, I just feel vulnerable
once in a while. So you always keep it tight, though.
I keep it tight, but you have a beautiful beard. It fills out nice. Mine have little spots, but I try to keep it relatively well put together.
The psychology behind that, it's like your grass. Once in a while, your grass needs a good cut.
Yeah.
If you want it to grow back a little bit more greener, a little bit more fuller.
Yep.
It needs a good, you got to get low.
But you don't want to go too low. That's the thing. Yeah.
So it's
because it'll burn.
So I took this down a lot, and it needed to be refreshed a little bit.
Do you feel refreshed?
I actually really do. Yeah.
Because it is
it's kind of crazy.
It is 2023, man. So it's a new year. New year, same us, or new year, new you? What do you think?
New year, same me, but continued.
Yeah.
Yeah, learning
that's
a
good
more,
thing,
getting a little more wise.
That's what it is right there.
That wisdom I learned last year, and I'm going to morph it into what I learned this year.
So I think that's where we got to start, bro. We got to start with 2023.
Yes.
New Year's. A lot of people talk about New Year's resolutions, new things that they want to do, things that they've been avoiding, whatever it is. So I want to get your opinion. Do you think New Year's resolutions are played out, cliche, or do you think, we should just do it now rather than wait till later? Or is New Year's resolution something good to aim towards? What do you think?
Yeah, that's kind of a tough question because I think it's become a little too cliche.
I think I agree.
These days. It's because now it gets repetitive. I always even at the gym, you get the New Year's resolution. I'm going to the gym every day.
I think that's probably the best example.
And then a month later, the gym's empty.
Guys, don't be one of them.
You dip out, or I'm going to eat good, or I'm going to stop drinking, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
I think it's good to go into every year. Yeah, with that mindset is okay.
Right.
Maybe, like I said, learn something new or, change something about yourself that maybe wasn't working in the last year.
Yeah, but the whole idea
the
whole idea of waiting till 2023, that's where it gets weird, right?
Yeah. I know. That's where it becomes cliche because just because it's January 1st, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
But then, do you stick to it, though?
That's the question.
You got a tally. Imagine you got a tally of how many people say, I'm going to do this. This is my New Year's resolution. And then how many of those people do it the full calendar year?
I bet you the percentage would be walloping that they don't. But have you ever made a New Year's resolution?
Yeah, I guess I have.
I don't think I have.
Not I've said it. I would just say it to myself. Okay, you know what? This year I'm gonna put that together. Yeah. That's what I did. For this year, I'm okay. You know what? This year, I learned a lot. I had a baby for a full year.
Salute.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Which we had Mike on. We had Mike on the pod the first time. I think he was the first crier, but it was a great pod, and we talked about the.
I did cry.
Boy.
I fatta piange a little bit. That means. Cry in Italian.
A little shed of the tears, right?
Yeah.
A little shed of the tears for the beautiful young
But yeah,
lad.
so last year, all that happened, and I'm like, okay, so this year I want to learn this. And I told myself what I kind of want to.
And what do you think? What was it? What do you think? One of the some big lessons that you learned probably in 2022, having a kid and doing all the transitions.
Well, have a little more patience because I obviously don't. Okay, so
patience
and
is a virtue.
Be more accepting of how it changes everything. Even just at home, day-to-day living. The house, is it as clean as maybe you want it to be? No. Stuff like that. I guess it bothers me, but
so basically being patient.
You gotta learn to just relax a little bit more. Yeah, because before I used to, if the house gets messy, I'm like, gotta clean this. I get pissed off once in a while. But if it's now when it's messy, I'm like, oh well, he's just gonna keep messing it up later. Okay.
Yeah. So you're a clean, organized.
It toughened me up in that aspect, and not being too finicky. The OCD, I can kind of maintain it a little bit more. I guess.
Yeah. You know what? I'm like that as well, man.
And then I just learned a lot about just the day-to-day life of just really being on your own and being a true adult now. We're adults. Before, but when you have a kid or a parent, it's another level of adult.
Which I want to ask you, by the way, is a lot of my couple of my buddies have.
I'm bringing that wisdom into this year now because that was all last year. And now I got a year under my belt with that.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Year 2, I count it as and see what happens.
I like that because
a few more gray hairs though. Sorry, I've gotten a lot more gray hairs.
Well, the stress, but it looks good. It looks good.
Thank you.
Just keep it up.
My ass. I like that.
But no, pumping the tires. No, but what I was gonna say is what's your advice to maybe young fathers or people becoming fathers or a parent in general? Because a couple of my buddies have become fathers. Shout out to them. Yeah, I know who they are.
That's good.
So what's your advice, man?
I think so. What I did is that you get so nervous for like the first month or two. You think it's like really hard and it's going to be so
A lot of crying.
a lot of crying, or are we going to sleep or not sleep? And you still like aren't sure how your day-to-day life's going to look now. You know, like the birth, it hasn't happened yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I was doing all that, you know, like, oh my God, you're trying to figure out like the logistics all in your head. Like, what's this going to do? What's it going to be? How's it going to be like? The first few months were amazing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't know. For us, it was. Like,
yeah?
He was great. He didn't cry, like, all the time. He only cried when he was hungry.
Okay.
Which is, like, so normal.
How about at nighttime?
At nighttime, at the beginning, he was, like, a good sleep. He would just sleep, you know. He wakes up. She would feed him. Whatever. We're getting up together at that time. And then we both agreed, like, okay, what's the point of, like, both of us getting up?
Right.
Like, there's not much for the dad to do, like, in that aspect of, like, if you're breastfeeding. You know, you're just there for support, but like it's not good to both be gassed out and not
This
get
is true.
sleep. Like if you even it out, like I was able to pick up the slack around the house and all that stuff. Like I was getting groceries. Like it was just kind of like, you know, she had him most of the time with the breastfeeding, and I just took care of everything, and it kind of worked out nice. So that period, instead of thinking about like you're getting all stressed out or worried about it or thinking how hard it's gonna be. Just enjoy that. It's amazing. I love it because like it's so like they just lay there in the little cushion, little pillow,
and
it's
time flies.
It's so peaceful. Yeah, like
time
now
flies.
that they're when they start running around and all that stuff, there's more work involved. So like someone at work, one of the guys actually, he's just going through that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
just having a baby.
He had a daughter.
Yeah,
and she's like, I guess in the first month, and I think I heard him come in there, and he's kind of feeling a little stressed out because, oh man, you know, all she's doing is crying, whatever. But like, I don't know if I compare like the first 2 months to now, like I'd go back to the first 2 months because
really,
well, because that crying, like when they stop, and then, again, you're just laying there. That's it. They don't move.
Yeah, because one of the main things is that what people say is like how much they do cry, especially in the earlier stages, right? So you're not sleeping much. Pretty much put it that way.
Yeah.
But you're saying
I just feel like the day to day of just like, you know, you didn't have to watch them go here and grab this and like they're just, for the most part, they're just laying there. So you can still get shit done. It's kind of like, it's less time consuming.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Do you ever think about, you know, you have a young son. Do you ever think about raising him in the current climate that we live in today with all the wild stuff going on, right?
Buddy.
I never actually thought about
ask me that question.
I know. I never thought about it.
What do you think my answer is?
Well, that's what I asked you, bud. A couple casuals, couple conversations.
Wait, can we break that down? So, like, in
break
today's
it down.
Climate, like, give me some examples.
Well, for example, you gotta. Where am I going to put him in school? What sports do I want to put him in? Well, who's going to be influencing him? What's this person going to say? Is he going to be taught actual education, or is he going to be taught some crazy stuff?
Man,
you think about that?
That's what I'm thinking about now. Actually, yeah, I am because like
he's 1 year old.
Like. I don't agree with everything that's being taught in school today. I really don't.
And that's your right to believe that.
Whatever, but I don't. It's different from... I'm kind of like... I feel like my generation, like, we're like late 80s, early 90s. Like, we're like the last dying breed...
Biggest beauties
that got to grow up, you know, before internet and, like, using phones. It's like...
Do you think it was internet that messed it up?
Like, well, think about it, man. So, like... you know, I didn't get Instagram until I was 23.
Oh, okay.
Facebook came out for my my age group when we were already in grade 12. So, like from when you're a kid to like even going into later high school, no social media, that doesn't exist. Like real interaction is all you have.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Which is lucky now.
So like now I see that, like I get worried about that kind of stuff. I'm like, wow, he's always gonna grow up and like how like what they're taught in school today is so much different than what I was taught.
Yeah.
That creates like, I don't know, you know, they're going to think a certain way. Do I agree with that? Ooh. And then, you know, I want to put him in hockey, of course, but like the prices of everything, like let's be honest, like don't get me, I don't want to pop off on it right now, but
yeah, well, wait, we'll cook that.
Know, all that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, it just adds up. So it gets tough. So I'm just going to have to wing it and see how I pull it off.
Yeah. Cause I think about that.
But
I think about that too. Cause I think about when I have kids and like the current climate and the education system and everything that's going on now, not to get too serious with you guys, but it is something you have to consider and you have to think about. It's like, what's going to happen? Cause you know, there is this idea surrounding like toxic masculinity and stuff like with young men and raising a young boy. And I wanted to just get your thoughts on that. And like, how do you plan to tackle it? And is that a conversation that maybe you had with the old lady or not?
No,
not yet?
No, we haven't talked about that.
It's too far away, right?
It really is.
Yeah.
I think that's where the blessing is that like I told you, like my baby wasn't planned or whatever, right? So didn't know what I was getting myself into. But having a boy now, I think about that stuff. That you just mentioned with the toxic masculinity, all that kind of crap. And I just kind of refer back to like, hey man, like what did I know when I was that age? How did I grow up in that climate? I feel like the climate I had was worse. You know why? Because like we were brutal with each other.
A lot of chirps.
But real hard chirps. Like you know what I mean? Every day. You know, when I was going through puberty, like my schnoz is big now, but like back then,
you always bring up the schnoz. This guy.
Well, because man, you get picked on as a kid a lot.
Yeah,
like
bullying schnoz think you had the ears free. I heard that a couple times.
But like we didn't get to go home. Think about the psychology. We didn't get to go home from school and go on the phone and just like distract ourselves with social media or I don't know, do all this kind of shit with your phone. We had to go home and just sink it in. Yeah. Like, wow, that was a tough day of getting ripped apart. I go home. And sometimes, like you had to kind of figure it out on your own. You kind of toughen up your own skin. I think.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you build thick skin from that, right?
Right. Like so, go home and all I used to do was like think about like, wow, I really got, teased a lot today, and
I got the beats.
I didn't get to have a phone to like make me feel good or distract me. You played like your little video game, but like you really had to think yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
There's a lot of distractions online, especially social media, and I noticed that.
Like there was no like internet either for us to just go find another voice. Like what's an opinion of someone else? Like going on TikTok.
The resources.
And now you could see like people's like opinions on like, maybe relationships and marriages and the advice, all those advice TikToks and
a lot of self-help.
Right. Like when I was 8 years old, 9, 10, 11, 12, did I have that?
No.
Like maybe I'd go home and I would just think about it in my room.
Yeah.
Like, you can't go to a magazine.
Just spin in circles.
And then just another day and then just keep growing. And you kind of toughened up all by yourself. And that was really like something that won't exist for my son.
It's a different time. We're still in the middle of it, Mike. Like it's still changing. Like you just said, like Facebook came out when you're in grade 12, for fuck's sakes. Like that, like when we're talking time frames, like a long time ago was like 100 years. That was not fucking 100 years ago. Like we're still in the middle of this technological revolution. So I think like we're still learning about it, bro. We don't know what the fuck, how to deal with it, how to respond to it.
We are thinking that, Instagram and let's say TikTok is probably like the two big ones for like just social media and the thing that most people are distracted with and stuff like that. But like when my son is my age, it's probably going to be
10
something
more
on another level to be like, Dad, you used to use TikTok.
Yeah.
What the hell? You're so old.
Who knows what it could be by then.
Imagine that.
But there's a lot of distractions on there. One of the things, especially for young men, is like, to bring it up, like just bluntly, is like, there's a lot of like, with TikTok, it can be very toxic in a way in the regards to like the females on there, and then there's OnlyFans, and then the pornographic images that are so accessible for young men. I was talking about this with my buddies today. I want to briefly touch on this. Is like how actually detrimental some of these, like I watch Barstool, for example, like Barstool Sports. So they have this the chubby guy there. I forget his name, but he just interviews like OnlyFans girls. It's just like a brain dead podcast. Yeah. And it's just one example of the many things that is kind of like distracting like our young men and really distracting them for what's important. That's what I feel. And men are getting. That's a freaking it's true, point, man. Because there's like porn in general is more accessible to a man today than it ever was, and it's very distracting. And it basically it decapitates their ability and their drive to actually pursue women physically. And men are having sex at the lowest level ever nowadays. And I think that in part is because of these platforms, these social medias, these things that are going on, things like OnlyFans, in the capitalist market, they can make great money on it and stuff. But men are using these as pleasurable avenues, but not actually doing the real thing. And it's to your point about that face-to-face communication, that actually approaching a woman in person, dating, for example. Yeah. Men are not doing that anymore, and I think that is, well, not as much anyway. And
it's like the interaction starts on your phone.
Yep.
Like 90% of the stories are, on Hinge or Bumble, I swiped or slid into the DMs. It's the same generic shit.
Mommy, Daddy, how did you guys meet each other? Well, I slid in her DMs and then we started dating.
I did a shorts TikTok. Your dad was showing off his legs, and then came your mom, slid in my DMs.
That's pretty much what happened with you too.
And then I just decided to answer her, son.
Yeah, you know what?
It's hard. It's like harder now to have that natural.
Yep.
Even in person.
Yeah.
Like you can
it's just different.
You can tell how people communicate too. Like you read body language and you just see other conversations.
Especially after the pandemic.
Oh my gosh.
Because people
It's
didn't
like,
see each other for how long?
yeah.
Or talk.
You'd be
or hug.
surprised how many people have just like become different. And I don't know, man. So I guess what I'm trying to say about all that on my side is just like, I think about that for my son. Cause
Yeah.
I feel like, it's different now. I'm still a young guy. So like, man, this is another 20, 30 years of like this. Are we going in this direction? Like, is it going to stay like this and then go, where's it going? Right.
Yeah.
So where does it go for him? I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know either.
I think my goal is I want to be a dad that, I want to be like, like cool dad that like your kids are not shy or, oh, I can't tell dad. He's always gonna, like they feel like embarrassed to like talk to you. Like I want them to think like my opinion is actually like cool.
Yeah.
And it's like something to listen to because you go through that stage where you don't want to listen to your parents anymore.
Of course.
Right? Yeah, it's not cool to listen to my dad, whatever. But then like I feel like if I can get my son to think differently about that, that'd be nice.
I think it starts with how you communicate with him.
Right. And I would want to teach him about half the things that I like learned growing up.
Because you have a lot to
in my
pass
generation.
on.
Yeah. And I think maybe I'm hoping that when he's a big boy and a man, he'll be able to decipher the difference of like, hey, dad, you know what? Yeah, I remember all that stuff you used to tell me. And like, you're right, actually.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on today? Like, I want him to kind of see that too. That'd be nice for us. Anyway.
Yeah. Well, from your experience, you'll be able to pass that on to him. And you mentioned something there. I'm going to get you curious. And then we'll segue off this topic. But what do you think it means to be a man? Be a man.
Wow. Tough question.
Tough question. But yeah, what are like some components do you think to being a man?
Well,
and then I'll answer it as well.
To be responsible, accountable, being aware of like what you're doing and who you are,
That's
know
great.
Know your role as like when you think about, okay, what does it mean to be a man? But okay, so there's every day,
right?
Like day to day, your morning, there's an afternoon, there's a nighttime, there's things you got to do every day.
Right.
Provide, okay?
Yes.
Make sure that, there's food on the table, food in the fridge, always.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's not even like I forgot. Like just always have that in check. You make sure your better half is happy with everything as well.
That's a fucking good answer.
You're there enough for your child, if it's a baby or just kids in general. You're there enough where they're happy, they know you, there's a connection there. But you're also being productive too. Like you're not just sitting on the couch and having pizza and chasing them around
Watching
all
the
day.
game.
Yeah, being home 24/7, that's great, sure. But like you got to be productive too. Like keep your stuff in order and still look after yourself so that you can look after them in your best version of yourself.
I think that's a big point there.
Right.
And we talked about this a lot.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Yeah. So if you can just get that all and have structure, like I feel like structure is very important. Like knowing when you want to do things in certain times and being able to improvise and overcome and adapt
and overcome.
Yeah, adapt and overcome. Yeah, I remember that.
That's a good one, buddy.
Yeah. Did I say that in the right order?
Improvise, adapt, and overcome.
Okay.
That's my mantra. Is
So
that the
yeah,
word?
I think that's a fair enough definition.
I think that's a fucking great answer. I'm going to clip that up for you there, bud.
Okay,
and you can use
thanks.
it. Yeah, 100%.
Appreciate it.
Because I think you pretty much nailed it all. Accountability, responsibility, being present. And I think
and also to add to that, admitting when you do fuck up. Because that happens. It's going to happen. And I feel like you can realize always don't be in denial with yourself. So,
which I want to add here is basically the modern day. So, for example, when our dads were coming up, maybe the definition was looked a little bit different, and maybe the same but different.
Yeah, I think
a little bit more traditional. I consider myself traditional, but then also, in addition to that, we're in a new age where like guys like me and you are pretty self-aware, and we're pretty humble in that sense. Where I'll talk about everything with you. I'll talk about my emotions. I'll talk about my possible downfalls, my possible areas of improvement, and these sorts of things that maybe the classical man wouldn't talk about. I think that's a strength, not a negative. I think it's very.
You would agree? I think it's so underrated. It's a very powerful trick to have because generically we would have to feel. We feel that pressure as a man to you got to keep it inside. Be tough, strong. Don't let anyone
That's
see
what I'm
crack
saying.
Or break and keep it to yourself. Don't like sound like a complainer or a whiner. When really it's like, hey man, if you ask me a question, I'm just gonna give you like my honest answer. I'll tell you when I've screwed up lots of times and then what I've learned from that. And
were you always like that?
Nope. I like when I was younger, like still in that phase of, I think every guy goes through that. I don't know, maybe like this is again, my generation of how we were brought up. You're brought up to be like tough minded, not.
Well, there's nothing wrong with being tough minded. We have to be specific about that. But like,
I mean, in the sense of like, not, now I could say when I fuck up about anything.
Yeah,
Oh,
which
man.
being the humility.
Back then, I couldn't. I took myself too seriously.
The ego.
The ego. Yeah. Okay. That's what I'm trying to say.
The ego.
Ego is there. Ego's gone now. There is no ego. It's just like, yeah, it is what it is.
Which we talked about in the last pod about being self-deprecating. You know, that's a part of making it funny.
Don't take yourself too seriously. You know, always call yourself out. Whatever.
That's actually how you learn too.
Right?
You call yourself out.
Yeah, if I wasn't that way, then you're still battling that idea of like someone maybe needing to correct you because you won't admit that maybe you did something wrong or fucked up, you know?
Yeah, you know what? I like that. And that's why I love having you on, man, because, you know, we agree and we understand each other in this thing. Because nowadays, like, I feel like a lot of guys might be missing out on that component.
I see it a lot, yeah.
You know what I mean?
A lot of guys get it too, and a lot of guys I think still battle that.
Yeah, more are. But there's real strength in and just like that whole this awareness aspect of it, man. It's a part of being a man, I think, to me, because it makes you a better man.
I kind of read that recently that it's a good line to go by. Like, being one of the greatest gifts you could have is learning to just be aware of yourself and your surroundings and what's going on and what you're doing, what you're not doing. You know, imagine just always being caught off guard. Hey, Stefano, you forgot to do this and you haven't been doing this. And you're just kind of like, oh, really? Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
You're just
like,
spaced.
No, you already know. Like,
yeah.
there's certain things that I'm aware of. Like, and it's good to just have that. I don't know how else to really explain it.
that is true. Self-awareness. Basically, that's what it is in a nutshell, guys. So you know what? You know, drop the ego. The ego is a tough thing, especially for a man. You know what I mean? Because we do have this... the ego can be good. I said this before, for accountability. Like, your ego will make you accountable because it will make you think like, oh, if you don't do this, you're not going to be able to achieve this, that, and the other. But your ego keeps you in check. But then it also can be bad because, you know, maybe your ego tells you, oh, you're not good enough, or you know, comparing yourself to this person or the other. But the ego has to be kind of, the only way you can kind of really understand your ego is by understanding yourself.
See what you're doing with your hands?
Yeah.
You know what that means? I was going to say that one of the most important things is balance.
Okay.
Balance
Classic.
that energy out, okay? Like, know when to use the ego when it's actually, yeah, you said it could be good for you, and know when it's like taking advantage of you a little bit. And yeah.
Yeah. And you got to stay calm and relaxed, guys, because sometimes Italians, you know, we don't do that. We don't stay calm and relaxed. I don't know what it is. It's just something about the Italian culture. Maybe it's the coffees. Maybe it's the hot salami. Maybe it's something like that, but we don't stay calm. We don't.
Too much pasta. You would think too much pasta would maybe calm us down. So maybe not enough pasta.
Man, I think we have to talk about food now. Because now, you brought up food. Now we have to talk about food. You know, there's a lot going on.
Let's go.
But
hit it.
Mikey here on TikTok here. You follow him at Mike Brocco 7.
I changed it. It's actually Mint Dad now.
Mint Dad? we got to talk about.
Fuck it, Mint Dad. Whatever.
So we got Mint Dad, aka Michael Scaringella.
Yeah.
On his TikTok, which he's still ripping away. What, over 40,000 yet followers?
Almost at 65K.
Almost at 65K. You know, simple rants, expressing himself freely, being a little comedic. That's what Mike does on his TikTok. So I'll put everything below. Make sure you go give him a follow, right?
Thank you, guys. Appreciate
No problem.
It. Yeah. If you don't want to follow, that's okay.
That's all follow. But just like some posts.
I'm not gonna be offended.
That's it. Maybe a
everybody.
like, comment, drop a fire emoji, whatever you want.
Comments are nice.
But what I was going to say is that basically on his TikTok, he's been gaining some traction because he's been going into grocery stores. And if you're from Canada, you see this. The inflation is absolutely through the roof. It's very triggering. It's very wild. I blame the liberals for it, but not everybody does. That's another debate for another day. But the thing is that Mike is in the grocery store and, you know, he's very in tune with his health and he takes care of himself and he cooks all his meals and he looks after everything. So he's buying his own foods and he's seeing basically what the fuck is going on in these grocery stores. And he's making these videos and they're getting some traction. So Mike, why don't you just give everybody to us straight? What are you seeing when you're going into these grocery stores?
Like, it's insane. Like, it's okay. So how it started was okay, and all the comments are hilarious, right? Because like, so I went into farm. It was in Farm Boy, and then of course, like half the comments are, oh, that of course the prices are like that. You're at Farm Boy. You're shopping at these high end grocery stores. Go to Walmart. Blah blah blah. No frills. Okay, well, I just did it. No frills. Same shit. Okay. Same shit. Like maybe $1 difference. And then you read the comments again. Well, you should go to Walmart for this. And then if you go here for that, and if you get a farmer and you have this for that, Okay, so when did grocery shopping
And raise your cattle in the backyard.
like when did grocery shopping have to get so logistically like you got to go to 4.5 stores and a pit stop here just to save some money and have a decent bill? It's fucking ridiculous.
It is.
I used to go grocery shopping with my mom when I was a kid. We would walk out of there with like 14 bags of food, and I used to see the bill was like not even $200 for 14 bags of food. Like I can't even leave the store now with 4 or 5 bags, and I'm blowing $130.
Yeah, it's a lot. It adds up quick.
And people are like, oh, well, look what you're getting. Okay. So
What are you getting?
buddy, it started when I went to Farm Boy, and strawberries,
Oh my
man,
God.
were $8.99. Okay, I round up. So like $10, basically.
For a little pack of strawberries.
I said it's a little shit pack of strawberries. Okay? You know why it's a shit pack of strawberries?
'Cause
Because there was like
garbage.
7 in there. All right?
7.
Maybe 7 or 8. Well, you can count them. It's
That's
one
like
of those.
fucking $3 a strawberry.
Okay, and then, excuse me, some of the other ones had mold in them. Oh, that's nice. So, like, almost $10 for a
Getting
pack of
rinsed.
strawberries. You got fucking packs of chicken at no frills, right? $25 to $35
For
like
4 chicken breasts.
4 chicken breasts, dude.
Yeah.
Like packs of ground beef, $10 each. It's like, oh, okay. You want to know the knocker here?
What?
So I used to work at Superstore back in the day. It was like one of my first jobs.
Yeah.
Okay, so you have like the cheap eggs.
Yep.
Like there's like the cheap ones. They're bottom of the barrel chickens, all that kind of shit. And
Yep.
then you got like the really good eggs. Okay, so back then that shit used to cost 99 cents. I used to stock that. Okay,
For a carton?
and then for a carton of 12.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the cheap eggs. Okay, that was like always the deal at Superstore. And then like these organic eggs now that cost fucking $9 for 12 effing
Is it
eggs,
really
bro.
organic? You know this.
You
is
know
it?
what I mean?
Is it really
I
organic?
I don't think so anymore. I don't know. Like maybe it kind of is, but I just don't think it makes a fucking difference at this point. I'm getting triggered. See, I'm getting triggered.
See, we're
talking
getting
about it.
triggered. There's a liberal
Okay,
term
there's
for
a
you
lot of
guys.
fucking Canadians out there that are getting triggered too. I read you all my comments, all the thousands. It's thousands.
Is it going to end? That's the question. What do you think?
I'm gonna keep going with these. I'm not done yet.
Go ahead.
So we're almost at $1 an egg. Back then, those big eggs used to just cost like $3, and back then it was like, ooh, $3 for this carton.
Yeah,
Pretty
that's a lot.
expensive.
That's a lot.
It's like, are you kidding me, man? Milk, cheese, these blocks of cheese, bro.
Salad.
These blocks of cheese are $10 a block. The little thin blocks.
How about the salad?
I don't even look at salad anymore.
You know, salad
Okay.
was like 10. It was fucked. It
So
was
there's no
crazy.
way I can go into the grocery store now and get like just 2 days worth of food for under $100.
They're
It
rinsing
just
us.
does not happen. It's a mortgage, and then that's what I've been talking about. That it's a new mortgage.
You know why? Because people can relate, and people like relatable.
Yeah,
That's the thing.
but I love the complaints though. You guys are hilarious.
On the
man.
comments?
Yeah,
You read all of them, eh?
You got to learn how to grocery shop. You should get this and do this. Okay, bud. Sorry, I don't like frozen pizzas and Hungry Man's and beer. Sorry, like I like to fucking eat good. Yep.
And if you eat good, it's more expensive. So that's why they don't. Actually,
Sure,
what,
you can
what
get
was
that
that came out? You
cheap-ass
posted
food.
it on Instagram. Joe Rogan posted. Did you remember that?
Yeah, it was like what the health guidelines.
I'll throw up a picture here of that.
The health guidelines, if it's kind of showing you what's considered like the most nutritious and kind of like healthiest for you.
Yeah, and Lucky Charms was.
like
Here, let's
mini wheats or some frosted wheats were like top 5. And like ground beef was the very bottom, dude. Is this like and I said, is this a sick joke? Are they trying?
It might be. It might be.
Like conspiracy or not, are they trying to just see how much they can just laugh? Like,
Okay, so it's entitled basically. I'll put it right here so
Yeah.
both of us can see here, guys.
Okay.
Just live up here
Throw
on
that.
Live and Direct. New government-funded food pyramid says Lucky Charms are healthier than steak, and then if you go to the
Like-
next slide, it basically lists. I guess
Ba-
in the green, it
based
says,
on what, man? Like this is nuts. Watermelon and kale are okay. They kind of zoomed out with the number there.
Yeah.
Watermelon and kale are at the very top.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's saying
With-
that that's the most healthiest. Is that what it's saying?
Thanks
Go
for
ahead, feel free.
introduction, nutrition experts.
And then the red is telling you what, like, again, guys.
Basically, like the green is telling you what's the most like nutrition and healthiest,
Yeah.
obviously, and it's just like it's from top to bottom.
Mhm.
And we're being told that ground fucking beef is the worst for you out of Lucky Charms, whole wheat bread. Okay, is that canned pineapple in heavy fucking syrup, man? Like, I you know what? Listen,
Honey Nut Cheerios. They are pretty good, but I wouldn't put them above.
I just like this can't be
ground beef.
serious.
Yeah.
It just can't be serious.
Yeah, it's just amongst this like narrative of like that meat is bad for you. Essentially, I know you don't like when I say that.
And hey guys, I'm not like a Mr. Everything has to be so healthy. Like when I was a kid for breakfast, I would have Pop-Tarts.
You love your Pop-Tarts, dude.
And toaster strudel. That was my breakfast, okay? So, like, I've been there, and I used to have Michelinas for lunch, frozen dinners, a craft dinner, shed bar. I was, like, the unhealthiest. I talked about this with my parents. I'm like, we didn't eat, like, good as kids.
But then you got fat, though, because of it?
No, I was, like, I was still skinny.
Oh, this is when you were young.
Yeah, this is, like, growing up as, like, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah. Like, you just, what do you know? Mm-hmm. So, I've been there, all right? Like, I have had it all.
Yeah. Yeah. So you've experienced.
It's just, I can't believe.
And you're in tune with your diet too, though.
I'm trying to have my son grow up at that age to eat like me. Yeah. I think that's just.
Eat meat, guys.
That would be better for him.
Basically, eat something that was living at one point.
I missed out on a lot of that. I used to hate all that. I used to hate meat. I always wanted, like, the Italian kid too. I always wanted pasta. Like,
I like pasta.
I think about it, though. Like,
I like pasta.
I know, but if I ate how I do now back then, I think I would have, fuck, man. Maybe I would have grown a little taller.
You never know. Maybe, but the beef, like,
everything, all that stuff.
You didn't like beef back when you were younger, eh?
No.
Okay, so anything else you want to touch on that? Because I got one other thing I want to talk about this.
So I just think it's pretty triggering. I think a lot of us can relate, and it's just hard to keep up. It's not complaining. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. And will they ever bring the prices back? That's the question.
I don't think so.
Why would they?
Not this fucking government.
Why would they?
I'll just say that.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Call it out how it is.
Bro, they're not helping you, so.
They're definitely not helping you. They're definitely not helping you. Look at the economy. Look at where we are. They're definitely not helping you. But one of the things I want to talk about in regards to food is last time when you were on here, you talked about Carnivore MD. That's his name, right? Yeah. Am I saying it correctly?
Yeah,
good.
I think so, yeah.
But since then, we've had this infamous character, Liver King. Liver King has been all over the internet. For the people who don't know him and living under a fucking rock, he's the short, smelly, jacked guy walking around with no shirt on.
Super jacked guy, though.
Super jacked. Basically, what he was doing, long stories get short, what he was doing was basically running around telling everybody he is as big and as fit as he is in result of his diet, which was primarily liver and
raw liver, like
organs,
all that stuff. Yeah,
and
organs and all that. Yeah.
And in addition to that, he was selling a product to you. So
and denied using
PEDs and steroids.
Right.
So since then, it has come out that he actually was taking steroids. I want to get your opinion on it. Hit it.
I'm part of, like, I see it. There's a part of the audience that, like, just doesn't care. They're like, their response is like, well, duh.
Yeah,
like
that was me.
And that was me too.
That was me.
Of course, we agree on this too.
Yeah,
like I was just like, duh, and then I'm like, who cares? yeah, maybe you lied because, well, maybe the poor guy. I would think this is kind of like why do you hear The Rock openly come out and say he's on?
A lot of guys are, man,
like
especially at that age.
Like. Oh, am I saying that The Rock's on juice? Can you tell?
It doesn't take rocket appliances to figure out that he's on fucking juice, man.
It's like that's a tough part about being a man again. Going back to that is that I feel like they probably are facing a tough battle if they just say it openly anyway. So where do you win? Maybe they think, okay, I can just, like, if I can get away with it, I don't have to get hassled by media, say, oh, he's on juice, and they're going to call me out. I'll just see if I can just ignore that for now.
You know what makes it the sneaky part, though? Let me explain this.
Personally, I don't care.
Fair enough. But you know what makes it the deviant, kind of malevolent, terrible part is that he was selling a product saying basically, look at me, I'm jacked and fit, and you can be as jacked as me and smelly apparently, because apparently he stinks. Yeah. You can be as jacked as me if you take my products that I'm selling here. So that's where it got like a weasel type vibe.
Pretty much, that's, I don't agree with that either. Yeah. So
basically again, fucking with people.
It's just like, duh, and then like, oh, you actually were trying to buy his supplements thinking... If you were caught off guard and surprised, like, what? Oh my gosh, he's on roids. I can't believe he lied to us. He got me.
You're the fucking idiot.
I can't believe I bought all of his supplements thinking I was going to look like him. And he's on, should I do roids? If you think like that, well, then can't help you.
Then maybe you should. Maybe you should just figure it the fuck out. You know what I mean?
And search up Carnivore. It's a part of learning. I'm not trying to chirp, but I mean, like,
you could chirp.
Like, you either are knowledgeable about this stuff or you're not. So, I mean, hey, live and learn. And
if you look at a guy like...
the other day, we all shouldn't care. Cares.
If you look at a guy like Liver King and you don't think he's on steroids, then, brother, I don't know what to tell you.
Like obviously. Why doesn't one, like, everyone doesn't give The Rock a hard time. I even just learned that, like, man, like actors and stuff like that, they're juicing all the time.
A lot of people are on juice, man, especially when you get to a certain age, right? Because your test starts to decrease, right?
Yeah. And it's like, but it's like totally, in my opinion, like, who cares? Like, why not? Like, if they need to.
Rogan's open about it too.
Right. Like, you want to feel a certain way, look a certain way so you can perform and things that you're doing, whether it's just acting and you gotta, who gives a shit? These
At a
guys
certain
are.
age.
Like, I really don't care.
I think when you're young, stay away from that stuff because you're young and you have a high amount.
But not
of
like
testosterone.
these guys are advertising that either, though. They're not saying like, "Oh,
go take it."
Like they're doing what they have to do.
Yeah.
And then media picks up on it, or like people just pick up on that stuff. They just want to poke at it. You know, they want to like, who cares?
Yeah.
Like Hugh Jackman, man. I used to think that guy was actually for his Wolverine roles.
Yeah.
Holy fuck, buddy! Like incredible physique.
Yeah.
But like naive me thought that he's just really doing it naturally and eating this and. Like, obviously, the guy's probably shooting something, man.
Yeah. Well, a lot of them are, especially when they get ready for roles.
And the superhero roles, too. All these guys. Like,
they have to, Mike.
And then, like, when they're just not filming, they look so just normal.
And then
it's like...
How much time do they have to get ready for that movie
But now I'm glad that I don't look at that as like, oh, screw him or whatever. I was like, okay, man. Like, again, like The Rock. I love The Rock. But, like, you got to do what you got to do, man. Like, you got to look a certain way and play that part of whatever you're doing. Good for you.
Yeah. But in the alternative, there's a guy like Carnivore MD who provides actually some good, useful knowledge, which you've attained quite a bit from him. Touch on him for a second. Tell the viewers.
I like that he's more realistic. Like, he's very highly educated. He's got all these freaking degrees, and he's just trying to call out.
And basically, what is his message?
He's trying to call out like Western medicine and Western like nutrition. Like all these doctors are not told to study anything in nutrition to find root causes of disease. Mm-hmm. So like everyone that has diseases nowadays, when you go to the hospital, you go to your doctors, all that kind of stuff, they're not ever finding out what the root cause of the problem is.
Right.
It's always the freaking prescribed medicine.
Take this.
Put the Band-Aid on. This should clear it up for now. And it either like goes away or it does. Like, guys, we all know this.
Hit the hammer on the head.
So I've kind of like I used to be on that side too, thinking like, okay, like medicine and like whatever the doctor says and stuff like that. But this guy's really just kind of opened up my eyes to be like, man, wait a minute. Us as humans, we're not meant to be sick, man.
No.
Okay.
No,
like
not
our
the way
bodies,
this is.
Our bodies, like we're not made to just like get sick randomly. Like it's not supposed to happen. So we need to look at what he tries to provide us with is the root cause, and he feels that it's based on nutrition, and I just agree. Okay, I agree because I've seen all of his stuff,
and you put it into practice as well, Mike.
And personally, I don't like sometimes when I think I agree too much, like I agree with everything, there's got to be some type of loophole here. I try to even act as someone to like I'm trying to disagree with him. So
like
I'll rewatch some of his stuff and I'll try to disagree. And I can't.
Yeah.
And it just makes so much sense because I go ahead and I try it. I change up the diet.
That's what I mean. You actually put it into practice.
And I put it into practice, not entirely, but like in a way that's realistic for me because some of the stuff isn't. Like I said before, I'm not going to eat raw liver and stuff like that. Like, what am I going to do, bro? Like,
I hear you.
Like raw testicle in my fucking day.
100%.
Like, that's intense. But like to the point where, hey, I felt good. So if I didn't feel good doing these certain things, and he kind of gives like little day-to-day hacks on how to be a little more healthier and stuff like that, I feel like it works. Grounding, being outside in the sun, the whole like just, vibe into energy naturally, getting away from the radiation and, being on your phone all the time, like just being more raw, like an ancient human. Like, what do they do? Yeah. Outside all the time. Grounded, no shoes.
Yes.
Take the socks off. Like
get out there.
Little day hacks like that.
Start your day with some sunlight.
I did that all last year, and man, I don't know. Well, I felt good.
So it was working for.
So I feel that's just kind of how I go about it.
And in regards to diets, to be fair, you kind of have tried everything. You said you were vegan at one point.
I basically canned meat for a while. And I just went really hard on like just veggies. I did all the plant-based stuff. Oh, plant-based burgers. Yeah, here we go. Blah, 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 blah. And then this guy taught me how to just like be educated on ingredients, man.
Yeah.
Like plain and simple, like actually reading what the fuck is in these things. And like, if you can't pronounce half the fucking names,
that's probably not a good sign.
The whole seed oil thing. And it just makes sense to me. I'm not even that much of a smart guy. I don't know how to describe this stuff in terms that he does, but it just makes sense to me. Like, give it a whirl. Like when you go to any like convenience stores, doctors' clinics, fucking like I don't know, these piece of shit foods are all in front of your face. Oh, like when he goes to the hospital, okay? Goes to the hospital, you go to the hospital to get better, right?
Yes.
To really dumb it down. So when you go to the hospital, why is the food fucking garbage? Subway, Tim Hortons.
I never thought about that.
Like, oh my God, all these sugary donuts and snacks and treats and bags of chips. Like, that's what we're gonna you know, my nonna was in the hospital not that long ago, and the food they bring her, like, what are we talking about here?
Where was she
like,
at?
Mashed up bullshit, fucking
you've been
fruit
buried, never
cups. Yeah, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like these sandwiches that look like
Just
oh
absolutely
my
junk.
God.
And
Junk.
that's one of the things too I want to touch on the
So
doc.
he feels like nutrition is a big key on finding out what root causes of diseases.
100%. And this is something I want to touch on too. Then we'll go to the next topic. But basically, to your point, basically when you go to the doctor, what happens, guys? You go to the doctor. You said I have this problem. They go, okay, take this, and take this, that, and the other, and get the fuck out of here.
They're like
Don't
looking
come
at their
back.
piece of paper the entire time, like looking at okay, yeah, no, I think we'll just need that.
Yeah, take this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
Just do me a
Where's the
favor,
front
get the fuck
calendar?
out of my face,
Yeah.
get out of the office, and just never come back.
Oh, and then you could just be logical and be like, well, what happens? Like, what if something happens to me here? Like,
Yeah.
what's the sign?
And how many-
Well, just come back.
How many
Oh,
times
call
have
me
you?
back if
How many
something
times have you heard of somebody getting misdiagnosed? Right.
Yep.
You know, it happens all the time. And that's one problem I have with the healthcare system in Canada. Shout out to all the first responders and these people. I understand you do a lot, but I feel like the patience is very, very thin with these people. I've had situations where I've had to call the paramedics and call the ambulance, and they've basically like in dire situations, and they basically in a way told me to just fuck off. Like just no tolerance for him, no patience, zero patience for the person calling in distress and some of these things. But mainly what I'm trying to say is that when you go to the doctor, they don't give you like Mike's saying, the proper way forward. It's more just like take this, that, and the other, and this will aid you in the short term. But what's actually happening for the long term? How are we going to fix this problem?
Like, they're not really looking into like how it started and why is it like, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like they're taking it from the surface and they just put a fucking Band-Aid on it.
Yeah, 100%. And that's one of the things
you
we
just
saw.
gotta hope the Band-Aid doesn't come off. Like, is that how we're?
I don't know. I don't think it's the best way forward, to be honest with you. I don't. But this is what's happening. That's why we have these resources, like you're saying. We got these resources that you can use to find ways around these problems, these issues that we're facing. And, you know, if we learned everything over the past 3 years, man, it's you don't believe everybody, even if they have a doctor in front of their name, or even if they have you just ask questions. Not everybody's out to get you, but just ask questions. Use your mind. Think of it.
Even the information that I just spilled out and I'm telling you about the carnivore guy over there, like people can look at that and say, well, I don't believe that.
Exactly.
I
Take
don't
it for what
believe,
you want.
Eating like this or doing like, I believe medicine does well, like whatever, it's your opinion, but like, hey, figure it out yourself then, like experiment with your own body then. You tell me the answer. Okay?
Yes, 100%. And everybody's up to everybody. It's free for you to figure out. But leading into the next subject here, we got to talk about some one thing I want to talk about. Shout out to Mike's hat. If you can zoom in on the hat there,
Ooh, baby.
you can see it says hockey there. That's one of the things I want to talk about with Mike. Mike's been a hockey guy since he was young.
Malibu Hockey. Can I give a shout out to the people that provide this hat?
Go ahead.
I message them all the time. Selly Hockey on Instagram.
Yeah.
These guys are beauties. They're like pretty much a throwback to, I would say, early 90s. Kind of like.
Love it.
They did some like Mighty Ducks type shit, like throwback, like early 90s hockey players and stuff like that. And like the vibe of their hats is kind of based on the look can be, it has that vibe. They're just, I don't know, came across on the Instagram.
I love that.
Probably in the summertime.
Well,
I
shout
thought
out to
some of
them.
their hats were cool. I ordered them, and then they gave me some themselves. And yeah, man, good product. So
Shout out to them. And one of the things I want to talk
Selly
about.
Hockey.
Selly Hockey. So
Beauties.
within the hockey culture, Mike, there's so much different lingo. There's so much different.
Like, what does Selly even mean, right?
Yeah,
To
like
the
there's-
normal person, what does Selly mean?
People might not know, right? They just see, oh, look at this stud over here. He's a hockey player. He's a certified beauty. They might think that in their head, but they don't actually know what these terms mean. So since I was having you on the pod today, I wanted to talk about this. So let's take this second here to start the intro for the hockey terms defined by Michael Scaringella and Stefano Pecchia. Basically, in this segment, what we're going to do is we're going to define hockey terms, and we're going to do it in the most clear and precise way possible. So I'm going to start off with the first definition. Very simple.
Well, hold on though. It's a lingo, right? Like,
Yeah,
a lot of
hockey
cultures
lingo.
have different lingo. This lingo, like, I feel like it's funny in the aspect of like when you just use it anywhere. Like, you either like understand the culture or you don't. It's like
You can use it in everyday life.
It's ridiculous. I love it.
You can use it on the rink.
I think it's one of the best. I'm a little biased.
You can use it when you're getting married. You can use it when you're on vacation. You can use it when you're bringing your kid to
Do
daycare.
you take your wife to be? Do you take her to be your wife? I do, bud. Yeah, of course, buddy.
Yeah, I do. And you're a fucking beauty, dude. I forgot to tell you that. So let's start off with beauty. What does beauty mean, Mike?
Man, you're just like I just said another hockey term.
You're just unreal.
You're just unreal.
Well, I'm gonna clarify. What does beauty, aka beautician, aka certified beauty mean?
Read the definition there, man.
Beauty means a player who is loved not only for his skills, but for his personality.
Yeah.
He is one of the coolest guys on the team and usually has great stories. He might also have the best flow on the team. So then I guess we can go to the next
That's
thing.
also like, see, like that's a beauty. Like one of your friends that is just like the best out of the group, I guess.
Yeah.
Right? Like the most outgoing, funny,
Positive,
encouraging,
gets after it.
actually a good, a good friend, and then the funny stories, the good stories, whatever. Like you would just say, yeah, that guy's a
fucking beauty.
He's a fucking beauty.
So I guess that's what.
And he's unreal.
He's unreal. And to use it in the sentence is Mike is a fucking beauty, or Stefano is a fucking beautician.
Yeah.
And basically we said flow in there too, so we might as well define flow.
Flow is it's your hair.
Yeah, it's your whole.
You got nice flow. Generically, the flow is more like if your hair's longer.
We also call it lettuce.
Yeah, lettuce too. Wow, eh?
Yeah, that's a good one. I grew up in King City, man.
Fucking right. Like, you're asking me the question.
A lot of beauties came out of King City. A lot of pro hockey players. Shout out to all the boys.
Hey, you want to know what barn means?
What does barn mean? Next definition,
It's not
barn.
Barn, you would think like, oh no, not where the chickens lay their fucking expensive $9 fucking carton of eggs. Barn actually means
The hockey rink.
yeah,
The hockey rink. That's where the barn.
I was gonna say something else too.
Yeah, well, you know
means-
what? It could mean that too. I know what you're thinking.
It means the hockey rink, and it means
a
can I
woman's
say it?
private parts.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it does.
It's
And there's
disgusting.
also
They're
back barn.
disgusting.
You know what back barn is?
Yeah, back
Yeah,
barn.
exactly. Yeah,
You know
exactly.
what? Oh man, no,
We're not going to get too
much.
crazy, but you get the point.
I was gonna say, do you know what muck your barn means?
Of course, muck the barn.
What does it mean? You want to say?
Basically going down on a girl. That's what it means. If you want to talk about muck the barn.
It's pretty funny, man.
So muck, and again, so here's the next definition. Muck. What does muck mean?
Like you're eating something.
Exactly. Muck means you're eating something. So in those definitions, we just gave you guys a bunch of other definitions. But in addition to that, no, I got more. In addition to that, the next definition is barn burner. So used in a sentence is, holy fuck, last night was a barn burner, eh? Basically it means like a high scoring game for a hockey game, but then also in an event space, it could be like it was an amazing time, a good time. So those are a couple good ones there. I'm going to go to the next one here, chiclets. Mike, what does chiclets mean?
It's just your teeth.
It's your teeth, aka jibs. Are you familiar with that term too?
I like jibs.
I like jibs better.
I always say like my cousin. I'm like, man, this guy has the nicest jibs.
Yes.
Like I just say jibs.
Or like you played.
I don't really say chiclets. I don't just.
I don't say chiclets either. But shout out to spinning chiclets in the boys.
Chiclets, yeah.
But I gotta say, when like somebody loses a tooth or something in a game, like fuck, he lost his jib, eh?
But he lost his chib, eh?
Oh fuck, he's gonna look like a pirate. What else we got here? An easy one. Next word, chirp. What does chirp mean, Mike?
Oh, you just rip it. Oh, rip it. Man,
Ripping chirps.
I'm too involved in the culture. You're just like making fun of your buddy.
All right.
All right.
Let's go
Giving
on.
a nice little jab, little insult.
Yeah, a little chirp and keeps things light. You know, that's how you build thick skin. That's what we were talking
I
about
think chirp
earlier.
is actually used in a lot of other. It's one that's got out there in the mainstream.
100%. You got to leave the chirps. Want to go in a couple? We'll go. Well, that's easy ones there. Let's see what else we got. Oh, okay. I'm gonna do this one right here because that has two definitions. All right. The next word is missile. What does missile mean, Mike?
If you have a hard shot, it's a fast shot.
And it can also mean if you see a good-looking girl, she's a missile.
Or I was gonna say if you see a good-looking female or whatever, she's a rocket.
She's a rocket too, aka Rocky. Oh yeah, we can use it in the sentence, but like, wow, you see that bird over there? She's a rocket.
You can
eh?
even just tell them that, like, oh, babe, you're a rocket. Eh?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then usually they'll just be like, loser, ew. Or they actually like it.
Or they actually like it. Well, there's a lot of
This
could be another term.
They'll like it if you play professional hockey.
You know who will like it? Puck bunnies,
Yep.
and that can be our next
And
word.
if they know that you play pro hockey and you make usald, lots of cha-ching over there,
money.
you could say fucking anything you want, and they'll just be like, yeah, I'm down.
Mhm.
But
So-
if you're just a guy playing shinny or men's league, yeah, don't. Just
which you can also be just that
don't
means
say it.
that means you're a muck too, which we also said that means eat, but it also
and you're probably and you're dust.
yeah, it means you're dust, you're muck. It can mean like you're a fourth line muck. You know what I mean? Like you're not exactly the best. All right, let's go to the next one here. Pigeon. The next word is pigeon. Mike, what does pigeon mean?
What
It's not on here, but it's okay. Don't you have to read it off here? Just give your personal interpretation.
like man, like you're like low man on the totem pole here.
Low man on the
Okay?
pole. Fucking pigeon.
Like you're just not contributing much. You're just kind of like a waste.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Nobody really likes pigeons. Seagulls too, by the way.
Like we could use hockey terms to define that too. Like you're just dust.
Yeah, you're
you
so
know.
dust. Let's get a couple other ones here. Tilt. So the next word here is called tilt.
Buddy
You know what
got into a
tilt?
tilt last night, eh?
Yeah, a little fucking tilt, man.
It's a scrap. It's a fight.
Yeah, a
You
little
know,
scrap,
a little disagreement,
which they don't have in hockey as much anymore.
Oh man, yeah, I would love to talk about that. It's gone soft.
It's gone a bit soft,
Yeah,
right?
It's gone a bit soft. Yeah, it is. Like you could see, like if you watch the NHL now, the style of play, it's skillful. It's very fun to watch. But
Yeah.
compared to back then, like you could tell, like every guy used to finish their check along the boards. Like it didn't matter if you were taking a quick little pass around the back, whatever. Any guy coming at you would finish their check.
Yeah.
That's how I used to like. That's what I used to see.
Yeah.
Okay. But now it's just like you get a little love, and that's a term called love tap.
Yeah.
Like you take your stick and you just give him a little one of those.
Yeah.
Let him know you're there, but like
Little
you're
jab.
not gonna come kill him.
Unless you do the
Little
butt
love
end.
tap.
You know the butt end?
There's
That
a
will
little-
hurt.
Yeah, but they're like it's gotten a little soft. It's kind of like there's a mutual respect in the league now. You know?
Yeah, there is. But you know what? When
Everyone's
you,
just kind of getting along.
if one of your studs gets dropped or hit from behind or something, you need a tough guy to come over there and drop the mitts.
Yeah, and they're a dying breed now too.
Yeah, they are.
You know, every team used to have a good amount of them. Now you're lucky if you have one.
And speaking of that, that would mean your FTB. So let's talk about that for a second. What does FTB mean?
For the boys.
For the boys. And infamously, Barstool has said Saturdays are for the boys. That was one of the things
Saturdays
they
are
say.
for the boys.
So yeah, that's another good one
They're
there.
not for the girls. They're too distracting.
Yeah, 100%.
They're for the boys.
Next pod, we'll discuss more hockey terms. That's what we'll do. We'll do from now on. Every
Actually,
single time.
there's way too many on.
There's way too many.
Yeah,
It's basically like when you're playing, and then also outside of it, there's a lot of other ones.
It's a lot, and it's a lot easier to get into that when you're like the vibe has to be. When you're actually in the room. Then everything
And you're just laying
changes.
chirps, and you got to say a lot, guys. That's pretty much it.
And we like to shower together. You know, it's just what it's bonding.
Wash each other's back.
I feel like we have like one of the best cultures in sports.
Yeah, it is.
In my opinion.
Yeah, some people don't like
Because
it, but I do.
that's where the like hockey guys are like we don't take ourselves that seriously, right? We're not like NBA players.
Yeah.
We just act like prima.
There's the
That's
ego.
my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
Ryan Whitney agrees to that.
Yeah.
These guys just like
Ryan Whitney chirps the Leafs a lot, eh?
Yeah, he does.
He does, eh? But Biz is like he backs them.
He does. He does.
What's your opinion on the Buds right now? Let's talk about that quick. Buds, Toronto Maple Leafs.
Okay, so where do you want to start?
Well, just give me a quick one because we're almost at an hour.
We're doing great right now. We always go through that. November, December is usually we just tear it up. I always find that after the Christmas break and the All-Star break, I feel like sometimes we get into like a little bit of a dip. But man, it's everyone's gonna say the same shit. Playoffs, get past the first round. Do we do it this year? Like, fuck, man.
It's tough. What it is with the Leafs,
all
bud.
these game sevens, all these years, like, I don't know, dude. Do I want to play Boston in the first round this year? I really don't. They're on a fucking mission and a half. Okay, it's pretty widespread there.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the playoff layout is so lame. So if we play Tampa again, fuck, man. I feel like this year we could take them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I feel like this would be a
They're
good
always
year
at the top,
for us
roughly.
to finally take them because I think Tampa might be finally tired. So we'll see. Just we need to stay healthy and
and
the goal-
positive.
and this goalie situation, I'm not a fan of the two goalies like just rotating like that. Like I want them to be able to make that step in the playoffs and like make those saves that we actually fucking need.
Right.
Okay, like we need some Belfour and Cujo vibes here.
Shout out to Eddie Belfour.
Like goalies that used to steal games for us back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and if Matthews and Marner and those guys, they fucking bury, like that's all they got to do. When Matthews, Tavares, and Marner, when they're all like just when they're scoring and popping off, like we win, man.
Yeah.
Okay, it's like pretty obvious when those guys are not like
Big players got to
much,
play big games.
They got to like step up, man. The first series, like let's get some like buddy. You should be on the score sheet every fucking night here, like McDavid. This guy's carrying his team on him and Draisaitl both, just two guys on that team carrying it. So we need that from Matthews this year. We need that from Marner. Okay, Marner's known to go a little quiet sometimes.
Yes.
And they just kind of like, it's like they fall under the pressure. Like Nylander's having a fucking season.
I remember when he came back from the negotiations, he was falling under the pressure. Remember that?
So, yeah, he was. But, like, he is elevated. So, if he
Right.
can bring that into the first round, too, oh, man, I don't know.
Imagine
like,
Leafs one.
Until that happens, man. Like, and if it doesn't happen again, like, fuck me. Like, I don't know.
Well,
what do you do?
The thing, Mike, we got to be positive because you know
I
what?
don't want to look like I don't
No,
want to look like a Leaf fan that's like struggling.
Exactly.
You know, are we struggling? I feel you.
That's
Don't
one thing I
worry.
want to say about the Leaf fans and Toronto fans in general.
Put your hand on the screen. We're in this together.
We're in this together.
Okay.
They go too hard, guys. You
We need to relax,
there's a lot
man.
of passion, but
Yeah.
like the Toronto fans are just relentless. But you heard it here first. We're gonna stay positive. Toronto Maple Leafs. Shout out to the Buds. Shout out to all the hockey players around the world, and shout out to you, Mike. I appreciate
thank you.
Let's go into the file segment here, which we call
Okay.
Salute. On Salute is the final segment of Couple Casuals podcast. And basically what we do is we give an opportunity to the guest to end us off with a quick salute, a quick cheers, a quick send-off message. So, Mike, the floor is yours. You got to say something.
Okay, so I think we should just kind of like, this year, it could be a tough year with everything going on that we discussed earlier with, a battle of all these inflated prices and stuff like that. But you know what? We got to get some wisdom out of this, okay?
Yes.
I feel like the last 2 years, no matter what age you are, you've gained some wisdom over what happens in the world and how we operate.
Yep.
So let's fucking go out there this year, be a little more aware, okay?
Yep.
Being aware is such a key thing to have. If we go about it that way, and again, don't take ourselves seriously, learn to scale it back a little bit. Let's be good partners, good people, best version of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And let's just try to stay as healthy as we can. Like, make that a goal.
Yeah.
And then if we all do that, then like, fuck, buddy, I think less problems. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
It starts with the individual.
Yeah. And
It
to
starts
you
with
again, like, this guy killing it.
Thank you, buddy.
Thank you for having me on here for the third effing time.
And there's going to be a fourth.
There's going to be a fourth.
Maybe
And
the
that's gonna
Valentine's
be,
one.
That's going to be a good theme. Valentine's one. Stay tuned for that one.
I appreciate you, buddy.
That's going to be pure dating. This guy's the fucking man. And, buddy, you deserve all the best coming to you in this new year.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. There's no way to end it other than that. Like Mike well said. And
I hate being put on the spot for this part.
everybody that comes on this pod is getting put on the spot for that. So
I
big
fucking
salute.
hate it.
But
I just spilled.
before we end, Mike,
Spilled on myself.
Mike, before we end, don't worry about the spill. Don't worry.
Just like I said in my grocery review, I'll probably go fuck myself too. Everyone loved that one.
Before we end off, we got it. Mike, tell them where to find you.
Oh, yeah. So just the usuals. I don't use Facebook or anything. Just TikTok is Mint Dad, and then Instagram Mike Scaringella.
There it is.
And that's pretty simple.
Listen, everybody, thank you guys so much for the support. I appreciate you guys. And until next time,
Ciao.
love you, nobody else. Salute.
Bacia tutti.
Ciao.